Something about a white candlestick, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to mix up some more flour sack to paint the candlesticks. I would like to use these like bookends, but that little spot bothers me. The chippiness is amazing, but there's just because that's, it's salvaged. So I'm going to sand that and then I'm going to paint it, hopefully, to get some chippiness. This is one of those projects you do when you're like, hey, I have left a lot of leftover paint. This is just Flour Sack by Sweet Pickens. I want them to look like salvage pieces, but we got to do something about that one spot. Even though I loved that white and I would have kept it if the pieces were a little bit on the different. And then if I didn't sand that, you would have had the paint build up mark and you would have saw it. So I don't necessarily have to do that part because we do still want to make them look like they're salvaged. I just wanted to use them as bookends, and that wasn't cutting it for me. Of course, I envision these as cute little Bible holders, a couple books in between. Oh, cares that they had wood rot one time. It's all good. And if I didn't sand that off, somebody's going to use these and all that's going to be on their shelf left behind. Like I said, sometimes it does not like to attach to other paint. Sometimes even when you shellac them, it's a little bit on the strong side. It's all good. Remember, we're not looking for new. We're looking for salvaged and old. Oh, look at this guy that's been in my hoard. Though I don't know what happened there. It's a beautiful salvaged piece. So I'm just going to do some white chippy paint on it, and I should tie all that together and make it desirable. So it has a hole. Oh well, it doesn't matter. But I do think I'm going to use a little bit of candle wax to give it that chippy look. So Sweet Pickens beeswax. Yeah, I don't know if it was just the wood that chipped off there or if there was another medallion. I would think it just whatever happened, it was just whatever that chipped was. Details not as easy to get into, but we'll see what we can do. So I just have some flour sack, Sweet Pickens. Woo! Well, I could pour it on. That would be really fast, right? I was doing a project and I had leftover paint, and that's way too much leftover paint. You just never know how it's going to take in the paint sometimes. If you were going to start off with a testing out milk paint, flour sack would be a nice go-to one because white is so classic. It's kind of like you have to push it in the detailed areas there. See, already it's hiding that spot. Oh yeah, half of this molding's missing too. That's okay. The white paint's just going to tie everything together and make it so it's not so noticeable. Yep, that was on raw wood, unsealed, and it's beautiful. But I want it to stay white, white, white-ish. So I'm going to seal it in with... So there's all the crackiness of this one. Now I'm going to sand it just a little bit before doing any waxes, because right now it just looks like it's got crackle paint on it. Okay, be nice and chippy, so I'm just going in with clear. This wood, as you saw when I was sanding it, is very dry. Yes, you always want to make sure you clean up the back area. Going with a little bit of the aging. It just gives it that patina. That no, I didn't just paint this to make it look old and chippy and hide where some of the molding is gone. No, you see nothing. You just see a piece of architectural salvage. And sometimes those little details are just too deep. You gotta get a dry brush in there. And then finish it off with a hanger. That way, if I would assume somebody would want to hang it. Oh, look at this big molding piece. Though it's kind of a weird on camera. I don't know. It's like a lightish green. There's a whole bunch of staples in it. It's very cool though. Got some nails, but I think if I paint it, get the staples out, I think it'll be a little bit more desirable. Because it's a nice salvage molding piece. Okay, let's find all these little staples. Ours is not to question why, ours is just to work on it. It's got this big old nail hanging out here. And nobody want that thing. So, hey, at least cut it off. If I can't get it to come out, then cut it off. There's another nail here. Don't want a piece of salvage to hurt somebody, right? Guess the nails are all the way across, so whatever it held on, there's probably an extra little piece, but that would make a nice shelf on top. Shelves don't have to be big. that I want to get any slivers or anything, but you need to see if anything is like sharp, you know, is sticking out that's going to hurt somebody's wall. Then I'm going to go ahead and run the sander over it, make sure that, you know, get that paint buildup kind of toned down where I took out the nails, get that to lay down also just by sanding it. I like to say just paint over this, but I don't know what that paint is, so I'm going to seal it in. This is as clean as it's going to get, so I'm going to seal it in with shellac. I mean, I like chippiness, but I don't want it all just to chip off either. This is leftover flour sack that I have from a project, and I'm like, I'm not wasting it. That's what we do. We find something in our stash that's maybe not quite as needy, and we use our leftover paint up. Big difference, isn't it? I don't know if you can see the green. It's like a very light limey. There's almost like a hint of yellow to it. But white is classic when it comes to the salvage piece. Now this one was left over. I think I misspoke. It was left not. It wasn't Sweet Pickens. It was one of the other Homestead House ones. So it doesn't. They seem to be a little bit more grainy and not as big of cracks. There's still cracks, and it's still fun. Just two different products there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this sanded so it has a little bit more age to it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start sealing this in with some Fusion's clear wax. Doesn't matter what kind of milk paint it is, it needs to be sealed in. It's like chalk paint, there's no top coat in it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the aging. See if it gets into any of those crevices while I'm waxing on, waxing off. Hopefully not too brown there. I like because you could actually use this as a shelf on the top. Not a big shelf, but you can. Could. So if you're wondering, that's what I do. I try to find something that needs painted. If I have leftover paint, Sweet Pickins paint, you cannot save until the next day. If you're, it'll gel, it will harden. I have tried adding water to it, and then it just gets clumpy. So if I have a lot, and especially when I'm doing white, I will mix up extra because I know I always have salvage pieces. And as pretty as they are, they've got to be so awesome to be a wood color to sell, because a lot of people just look right past them. I love salvage wood. I have salvage wood in my house, but I do sell it better chippy white, so crackling white. So whatever white I have left, I'll look in my stash. I'm like, yes, I've got this, this, and this, and that, and I'm going to go ahead and get these painted up so they're just not collecting dust in the workshop.